On this episode of Exactly How, we're going to cover some awesome Airbnb hacks. We're going to show you how to get the most for your listings and how to make thousands of dollars extra a month on your Airbnb listings on this episode of Exactly How.
You're listening to the Exactly How podcast, where you'll hear the underground, closely guarded wealth building secrets of successful people around the globe. Discover exactly how to improve your mental, physical, and financial health. Feel better, make more money, live, give, and prosper in today's exciting, fast-paced world filled with opportunity for those who know exactly how.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Connected Investors podcast and YouTube show, Exactly How. During this episode, you'll discover exactly how to write property listings that attract buyers and renters. For any of you who are doing vacation rentals like Airbnb or anything like that, this is going to be a phenomenal show for you. For those of you who are new, my name is Ross Hamilton, today's host and CEO of ConnectedInvestors.com. Today we have the privilege to learn from a man who has written several books on how to properly position your Airbnb listings. And he's been helping hosts get more bang for their buck for a long time. Prior to his career writing and being in real estate, he was a teacher and a waiter, and all of that changed when he was staying at a number of Airbnbs in Asia, and they were great places, but he realized their listings kind of sucked. So he helped them out, and it turned into a career. I would describe our guest as very focused and self-motivated. I'd like to introduce you to the one, the only Alex Wong. Alex, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, Ross. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you here because it's writing and copy is such an important part of business. You are the words that you put out there. So it's a very relevant topic here for everyone that's on the line that's in business, really understanding how to properly communicate the value that you can deliver. Can be the make or break. So this is a really great opportunity to speak with you. Thanks again for being here.
Oh, no, yeah, my pleasure, though. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah. So before we dive into exactly how to write the perfect listings, Alex, you contribute a lot of your success to your desire to seek out areas of self-improvement. Why do you think that's played such a big role in your success?
I guess I'm not sure. I guess it's for me, I feel like, we only have one life. So it's like, I might as well try to make it the best that I can though. I don't want to just give 30 or 40%. If I can, get a bit better, maybe 50 or 60% or 70 or who knows what the possibilities are. I'm going to try to find a way to just be the best version of myself I can.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
For sure. There's no reason to half-ass any of this stuff.
No, definitely not.
It's,
yeah.
I like to participate in a lot of self-improvement and just listen to people who are older than me, and they always look back and it's always the things they wish they could have done.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We only have one life, so.
Exactly. A lot of people say, hey man, I wish I got into real estate younger. Well, you're younger today than you will be tomorrow, right?
Oh, I agree, definitely.
Now is definitely always the time. So for anyone who is brand new to the show, during each of these shows, we create detailed action plans, pull out all the notes of our guest's head, and make it available at exactlyhow.com, where you can review all of this, get all the top tips and takeaways, and some things maybe we didn't have time to discuss on the call will be found at exactlyhow.com. Also, in addition, by visiting exactlyhow.com, you can throw your name into the hat to win our $3,000 software that helps you locate those perfect properties to fix and flip or to buy and hold and rent on Airbnb or to your typical tenant. So you're going to want to visit exactlyhow.com. Throw your name into the hat. We're actually going to announce a winner of the software here in just a few moments. So make sure to stay tuned for that. So Alex, let's go ahead and jump right into it here and just really help people understand how to write the perfect listings. Now, your background specifically is on Airbnb, correct?
Yeah, that's one of I do a number of different niches, but yeah, that's one of my areas that I focus on though. So I help hosts that have Airbnb listings, or they have travel related sites for their properties, to create better content for them to grab the visitors' attention, kind of get them intrigued and hopefully book with them.
Yeah. Now, are you seeing a huge increase in just demand for Airbnb and your services? Are you seeing it grow pretty rapidly?
I'd say, yeah, it's been getting more demand. I'd say like it's pretty steady. But I'd say like for me, I have to continue like guess marketing my services and just myself though. So I think that's probably the biggest thing though. But regardless, I think the industry, it's definitely growing, and there's always like more and more listings online
Yeah.
that I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of our members on the line here have houses that they rent out Airbnb. So at exactlyhow.com, you'll be able to check on these show notes, and we'll have links to all of our guests, you know, information and maybe different ways you guys can work together if you think it's a good fit. So, all right, Alex, we before the show started, we talked about kind of the top 3 things that anyone needs to do to make sure they have a good listing, and you broke that down as knowing your target, understanding a unique way to position your property, and the tangible benefits of your property. Let's go ahead and talk about kind of knowing your target and why that's so important.
Yeah, for sure. I think for no matter what you're selling, whether like in this case it'd be like your real estate, rental property, whether it's a bag shoe though, the biggest thing that I think is just knowing who you're selling to though, because if you don't know who you're selling to, then you won't really know how to like appeal to them and what they need. So I think that's I know the first thing that I see a lot of like hosts kind of like miss. Like I see a lot of listings are they're just like very like generic though, or just very bland. And I'd say that just like they kind of like just list what's there, what rooms there are, how many bedrooms there are. Just like it, but there's nothing really kind of like appealing about the listing at all. So I think if they kind of spent at least a few minutes or like maybe just sort of like ask themselves what kind of like guests do they want to attract though, they'll I think they would see a big improvement in their bookings and just like rates and just like everything.
So you think with the right listing, you can get more money for your rental house if you're describing it correctly?
Yeah, for sure though. I'm not saying that like copies everything, because I think with like anything with online, especially with like rental properties, like photos, the price, your area, your competition, these all play factors. But I think one of the easiest areas where you can like do for free. I mean, if you want to just do it yourself, I mean, it's just like improving the copy, and that all starts from knowing your market though. So I one of the few things like that I recommend like in my book though, like is to just spend a like if you haven't had any target guests yet, just spend some time on like other listings in your area and check out the reviews for them and see what people have said though, what they liked, what they didn't like about the place. Just look for areas for improvement. If you have had guests that seem better, just like just you don't have to interview them, but just talk with your guests, just see what they liked, what they wanted, were their needs met. If they have an email list, they could reach out to them, phone calls, just there's like a million different ways you could sort of like just get to know your like customers better though. And it's not like rocket science, just sort of like just taking the time to sort of like, see what they say. I mean, if there's any reoccurring like answers or problems that they have, those are easy areas you could probably like, address, highlight and just sort of like fix them.
Yeah, that's really great. And by looking at the reviews you're getting, you can kind of use their own words.
For sure, yeah. It's all like it doesn't just have to be for Airbnb though. You could go on like Google reviews or just some other things. Like one thing I like to do is like whenever I'm staying at a new place though, like whether it's a hotel or someone's Airbnb though, like I always ask myself first, if I was the guest, what would I want, you know, if I was staying there. And then if you continue to ask yourself these questions, then you'll sort of like look. It's pretty easy to find areas where you can improve for your own place though,
Yeah. Yeah. So understanding who your target audience is first, and the way you write your listing is everything. If you write a crappy listing and you get the price accordingly. Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
3 bed, 2 bath. It's close to the mall. It's $200 a night, right? Rather than having something a little more unique, which gets us into the next step you had, which is figuring out a way to uniquely position your property. So why don't you talk us through how you advise some of your clients on that?
Yeah, so I think it's related to that though. Like once you spend some time like studying your target market customers, though, the next thing you should do is definitely spend some time studying your product. I guess in that case, if you're Airbnb or whether like you're selling real estate or whatever, it would be that house. The house would be your property. So it's like kind of like looking for unique ways to sort of like uh, market that though, because again, like I goes back to like uh, I guess like when I was staying in like a lot of Airbnbs when I was traveling around in Asia though, like these were great places though. They had a lot of character, but then I would read the listings and they were nothing at all. They weren't doing
Yeah.
any like market some of their what was unique about them. Like staying at like a five-star hotel, whether it's a Rich Carlton, like that's going to be a lot different than how you would market if it was the place if it was like a hostel. Those are two different, very different markets, though. I'd say. So like I've had some hosts like where they wanted to like their main way to market their listing or their space was naming it the lazy house. That's their whole theme was you come to this place to relax. To unwind, get away from your problems. You don't like it's this is where like you just like this is where you're truly on a vacation though. Another place would be like kind of like marketing themselves as like the ideal place for going to like a ski resort. It's right beside the slopes. You have classes, you have all the amenities that you need. It's for anyone that kind of like want to get away from the city and just like just have some fun on the slopes and enjoy themselves.
So basically just a little story behind the house. Like, what is this house for? Yeah, it's a place to kind of kick your feet up, but kind of painting a little emotion there. Is that what you're talking about with the unique
Uh,
way to position?
yeah, that's one way. I'd say like for positioning, there's like a few different ways you could position yourself. Like you could position yourself on price though. Like if you want to be uh, kind of like the cheapest place. Whether that's a hostel or a premium price though. Like five, $400 a night or more. That's going to be different ways where you could like position your listing though. Another way could be like providing some kind of like I guess unique experience though. Like one of the hosts that I helped though, he was actually a cook though. So like he part of his service whenever someone would book with his place, but he would like cook them like a three-course meal for one of the nights that they stayed there. You know. So I thought that was really like unique though, and I made sure to like sort of highlight that in the listing and the title and everything, just so like anyone that would read that listing description, they would know that okay, wow, like if I do stay with him, like I'll definitely be getting a different experience though, and I don't think that like many other places within this area would be able to provide that same experience though for their guests though.
Yeah, no, that's really, just I'm getting a little hungry right now. So someone's looking to book something and it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock. They haven't had lunch
Yeah.
yet. They might be like, yeah, I would like a nice meal. So just, running through your head, looking at the place that you're selling and saying, hey, how can I uniquely position this so it stands out? Because every house is unique, right?
Definitely,
So
yeah,
it's important to find those characteristics and bring it out. And if it's not unique, it sounds like you can create a unique experience in some way through something that you could do for the person and or some things to leave at the house, leaving some
definitely,
bikes or some
yeah,
wagons or whatever. If you're near the beach, making sure you have some shovels and stuff for the kids,
for
right? Stuff like
sure.
that.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
like especially with like vacation rentals in general or Airbnb, like hosts can kind of like there's like a million different ways you can sort of like stand out from other places though. I mean, because like it's not just the place that you're marketing, but you're also like marketing the experience. You're marketing yourself as the host.
Mhm.
You want to like provide the best experience for anyone that stays there. I've had like hosts where they include like kind of like some kind of tour around their area. Like if you stay with them, they'll take you to specific places around the area, cool spots, vacation restaurants, kind of like activities.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was like one of the like my memorable experiences when I was staying in Taiwan. Like the host he was really helpful. He went above and beyond to ensure that I had a great time there. Like he even let me borrow his bike to just like get around the city. he showed me some, some really nice restaurants around the area. Like when he didn't have to.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah, he didn't have to though.
That's great. And it's, I stay in a lot of Airbnbs, and I have a daughter and
Oh, nice.
a little girl. Yeah. And if they had a pack and play there or a place to sleep, or if I was able to get the room dark, that was pretty much where we stayed. Cause we went to Iceland. I didn't want to carry all of this kid stuff with me. So we were actively looking for properties that had some of those little amenities, and we paid a
Oh,
premium. And just to have, like, oh, well, this one has a pack and play there, so my daughter can sleep there. Anyway, so it's cool just to kind of think through that. And that's definitely really helpful. Now, you talked about, oh, you know what? Actually, we have to announce the winner of the software. So if you've been on standby wondering if you won, the mystery is about to be solved. This person went to exactlyhow.com to pick up the show notes, get the free gifts and everything else we have lined up for you at exactlyhow.com. And they put their name into the hat. And the winner is...
Looking for a private money partner to fund your flips or rentals? Go direct to the source. PrivateLenders.com, a free marketplace that instantly matches you with up to 5 private money lenders to save thousands by having non-bank lenders compete to be your funding partner. PrivateLenders.com.
And the winner is Chuck Denson. Chuck, congratulations. We'll get you all set up. Now, if you didn't win, don't worry. In the description of this YouTube video, we have some awesome free gifts and full real estate trainings. The best training, the most popular training we ever did. I have it right in the top of the description. Click that link. Make sure to go ahead and sign up for the next one. And I'm also going to give you this book right here. It's the Insider's Guide to Funding Real Estate Investments. Like Alex, I am also an author here. And
nice.
this is everything you need to know about funding the deals so you can buy them and you can put them on Airbnb. You can rent them. You can use this information to help your listings. So the funding part stops a lot of people from getting in. It's all right here. So there's a lot of valuable links in the description and in the comments of this YouTube video. If you're listening to the podcast, go to the Connected Investors YouTube channel. Search for Connected Investors, exactly how. You'll go ahead and find us. So, all right, Chuck, congratulations. Let's move into the third step here. And we loosely talked about the kind of tangible, intangible or tangible benefits. Can you kind of help me fill in the blanks here? My handwriting's tough to read.
Oh, no worries then. Yeah. So, I guess related to those two other aspects though. So like, first step was like, knowing about your market, your customers, what they want, what they're looking for, what problems they have. And then two, kind of like looking for unique ways to position your space that you're renting out to or selling to. The third one is like, once you're kind of like looking, it's kind of related to point two, like in the first 2 points though, once you start looking for ways to position your place, like you should also like kind of like highlight or whatever those unique aspects are, and ensure that they can relate to what your customer is looking for, if that makes any sense though. So I guess like in that case, like it's kind of just to make it really simple, like say like if it's just a bed though, like if you have like a nice king size bed though, you could some ways you could probably provide a benefit, like is the mattress extra firm, is it extra soft, and then why would being soft be better for your guest though? And then you could probably say like, it'll be provide them with a better night's sleep after like a long day out exploring the city or whatever they be. Or it could be like kind of like if you have a hot tub or jacuzzi, why is that beneficial, to whoever's staying though? And then you could say like, oh,
So,
okay, like.
Oh, so you're saying tying these benefits into the surrounding area, right? If you're in the city, walking around a lot, you're touring, it's...
Oh, sorry, let me like rephrase that. Like tying those benefits into whatever features or amenities or aspects that your place provides though. So it's kind of like saying, yeah, it's like it's great that you have like like a nice outdoor patio or a nice like balcony though. But why would anyone that's considering staying at your place, why would they care though? And then maybe some way you could say like it provides like an amazing sunset view, overlooking the mountains.
Yeah, enjoy a cup of coffee out on the balcony and watch the sunset as the birds sing, or I don't know, whatever it is, just kind of bringing that all together.
Exactly. So it's all kind of tied together though. So like, like once you like, so it's providing these benefits, they get a lot easier once you know what your customers are looking for, whoever they may be. Once you
Yeah.
know what they're looking for, what kind of experience, what kind of problems are, you can easily, use your listings description to basically highlight any areas that you think that could like give them that desired experience that they're looking for, whether
Yeah.
staying at your place.
No, that's definitely helpful. Alex, would you mind sharing with us some of the listings that you've written?
Yeah, I'd have to. I could send some to you a bit
Yeah.
later. Though I don't have them
Yeah,
on
no, yeah.
me
I'll put them
right
on
now.
the, yeah, just for anyone who's listening, you go to exactlyhow.com, pull up the show notes here. We'll pull up some of the listings that Alex has either written or he thinks that are really good there. This way you can kind of get an example and see how this all plays an important role in building up the value in your listing, however it might be. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I've also had a lot of examples if they want to check out my book on Amazon. That's
yes.
available too.
Yes, we'll make sure to have a link to the
Yeah,
book
sure.
in the video description and in the on the page. This way, you can kind of really dive deep into it. I wish you had a copy of your book handy. This way, you could.
Oh, yeah.
This way you can. Yeah. This way, you can show it to
Yeah.
everyone. But so just super high level, Alex. Your book. Can you kind of just give us a overview on what they'll learn from the book?
Yeah, so my book's called It's Airbnb Listing Hacks. Essentially, it takes anyone hosting an Airbnb, whether they're like a beginner or a seasoned, kind of like ways to not just set up their listing, but kind of like ways to sort of like create like a professional listing that will entice anyone that views it to stay with them. So basically, it goes step by step for all the areas, kind of like the title, the summary, the space, your neighborhood, guest access, all these specific sections, and just basically shows you ways to sort of like, make it as attractive and as readable and as enticing to potential guests so they kind of choose your place over one of your competitors.
Yeah, and if that happens, 2 or 3 more times a month, that's an extra $1,000 a month that could be coming into your pocket. Just
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And these are like the great thing with copy again, like I have to mention, is like it's one of the easiest ways you can just like, increase your ROI, you know, for your business or your rental property though, right?
yeah,
Like you don't have to hire, a web designer or a photographer or whatever to like, you could easily do this yourself though if you're on a budget though, right? Just spend some time, asking those questions, researching your customers in your space, and just highlighting those benefits and features to them in your listing.
yeah,
It's yeah.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. And guys, everything else will be found in the Airbnb hacks book that was just mentioned. Again, at exactlyhow.com, you can get access to everything we've talked about, all the show notes, all the highlights. If you missed anything, don't worry about it. It's at exactlyhow.com. If you're listening to this in the podcast and you can't find our YouTube channel, just go to exactlyhow.com. There's a link right to this YouTube video. So, Alex, let me ask you a question. What do you think your life would be like if you never found your current calling and were still a teacher, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like a long story, but yeah, I would probably still be teaching actually.
Yeah. Well, you're
I
teaching
mean,
right now,
yeah,
so there you go.
yeah. I would probably still be like, yeah, teaching at a public school somewhere in Asia.
Yeah. You invest in you invest in any real estate?
I know, but it's something I've definitely interested in. Actually, no, I do like my sister and I we own like our condo now, but I mean like as like but we stay here. But I mean like as in terms of the investment, like that's definitely something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people out there that there's a gentleman who sells courses on Airbnb, and he sells them for like $1,000, and all he's really telling people to do is go out and find people that are renting properties, rent them from them, and then put them up on Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
Your cost is $1,000 a month, but you're getting $200 a night. So you can leverage some of these, some of the stuff. For everyone who's on the line here, who's been through that training or has seen that training, it's really easy to get properties to rent out on Airbnb. Even if you don't have the funding, even if you don't have the money, you can do what's called a sandwich lease option and easily get these properties out on Airbnb and start making some money. So we know a lot of people that are making a lot of money doing that, Alex. All right. Do you have time for the rapid fire section of the podcast?
Yeah, sure. What's the rapid fire section?
All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how strict were your parents?
Oh, I'd say like maybe at 8 or 9. I'd
8 or 9.
say.
Whew.
Yeah, my father's more strict than my mom, but they were both fairly
There
yeah,
you go.
strict.
So do you get up early or stay up late?
I definitely stay up later. I'm not a morning person,
There you go.
fortunately. It's something I'm changing though. I'm trying to change that.
Oh man, how many hours of sleep do you get?
Uh, Usually like about 8 to 9, I'd say. Not so it's efficient for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
So favorite or most recent book that you read other than yours?
Um, I'm actually I'm listening to one right now. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, which I'm really enjoying a lot. It talks
Nice.
about like mental toughness and mindset. So kind of like what we were talking to earlier today.
You ever heard of Stoicism?
Yeah. I started learning about that too now. Yeah.
That's a really awesome philosophy. And there's a whole thing called the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Oh
Really?
yeah, I started listening to that book too. Actually, I haven't finished it.
Yeah, it's good
I'm really
stuff.
liking that too.
That's some real rock solid. I've been looking for that for a long time. I've just been digesting that over the last month and a half. Anyway, if you could be any superhero, who would it be?
Oh, that's a hard one. I guess the top of my mind probably Spider-Man. I like him because he's just like an everyday guy though. You know, he has his own problems and is trying to get by.
With great power. What is something everyone should do less of?
I guess negative. I guess negative thinking or worrying in
What
general.
is something everyone should do more of?
Just being more grateful for what they have.
Bitcoin, bang or bust?
Bust.
All right.
Yeah.
And will people visit Mars in your lifetime?
No, unfortunately, I don't think so.
You don't think
But I think within the next, couple 100 years, hopefully, we should have someone on there.
We'll get there. We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for being on the show, Alex.
No, thank you though, Ross, for having me though. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. And for everyone who is with us, you made it to the end of the show, which means you finish what you start. That is a very rare trait in anyone in this crazy world where there's all these distractions constantly packing up. So you obviously found a lot of value in what Alex and I provided you. If you could just give us a like, share, subscribe, tag someone you know, at least leave us a comment. Your interaction definitely fuels us to keep pushing and bringing you this great free content. And remember, take a look at the description in the YouTube video and get your free stuff. And also go to exactlyhow.com for all the free stuff. Take a look through all of our past episodes. And we have some fantastic episodes that are going live over the next several months here. I wish I can just give them all to you at once, but we leak them out a little at a time. And go to our YouTube channel and look at all the videos that are about to premiere. There's like a dozen of them and they're all real rock solid. So Alex, thanks again for being here. And for everyone else, I'll talk to you on the next episode of Exactly How. Bye-bye.
The Connected Investors app connects you with investors, notifies you of available properties, helps locate cash buyers, and secure private funding to close deals. Set up in seconds to become a member of the Connected Investors social network. Now you can scroll through your main feed to find cash buyers, see investment properties not available to the general public, and network with investors by adding your own comments to a thread to keep the conversation going. The Control Center is your connection to add properties to sell, start new discussions, connect with local investors, and even find private funding. The Notifications tab will keep you alerted to new investment properties and offers. You'll also find new friend requests to connect directly with the community to build your network. From the property marketplace, you'll be able to find, favorite, and make offers on investment properties. Download Connected Investors today to find, figure, fund, and flip investment properties on the go.